Now, if you were my coffee, where would you be? If you were my coffee cup, would I still be in the kitchen? Why did I take this pen? Little Mighty Mouse, aka Anna, is that right? Or Lynn? Lynn? Lisa? Lisa. Lisa. So I got it on the third time. Hello, Lisa. Where's my coffee cup? The coffee cup was in the microwave where I put it. You prefer Mighty Mouse. Okay, well, Mighty Mouse, I will. That's easy for me to use because there you are. And I know I'm out of focus, but it's not even 5 in the morning, so I can be out of focus if I want. I think I could maybe. Let me just see if I move this over here. Will this help or will this hinder my sort of bothering the feng shui of my house by moving it? But moving it to the side, I might not get that shadow. Okay, now what's wrong? Well, the shadow's here now. Well, I know, Lisa, that I'm not supposed to ask the age of dames, but how old are you? This isn't helping. Where is this shadow coming from? It's coming from that. Okay, well, this didn't help, so I'm going to put this back in the middle. Do I even want this here? Born in Canada. Those Canadians. Those Canucks. I'm missing a screw. I have a screw loose. Okay, let's turn this light off. completely. And let's just use this light. No, did I mean to do that? No. Yes. How's that for drama? Hooli, yeah, sure then. There's a Canadian, one of your fellow countrymen that I'm trying to sell pens to. And yesterday I got very mixed up because I had so many pens out, and I was causing myself lots of trauma. I was mixing people's pens up, and it took me a long time to get them back in the right order. So you're in Denmark now. Is that correct? Yes, you are in Denmark. "31 years in Denmark." So let me show you what I've done. I've moved to I've got a desk to the left of me, a desk to the right of me. So here's my computer desk where I do my computer work, my monitor, my desk, my Wacom tablet desk. And over here, sticking out, wedged between some flat file drawers, I have this desk. So I can, if I was ambidextrous, I could do two jobs at once, sitting right here. Desk, 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 desk. They're sort of at a 45-degree angle to one another. And I've got these dusty things once held cassette tapes. And now they can hold pens if I add these little paper things to sort of keep them from falling over. And maybe, just maybe, that might help. Another Canadian. The two Canadians are in the room then. Are you Canadian? No, now I'm getting confused. Are you Canadian? No, you're not Canadian. Who's Canadian? Bertrand Brecht is Canadian. God. These names. Mitch. So I found your pen. It was in the envelope. Now I've got to see if I can make a ebonized, pearlized radite for you, the little speckled one. And you say you're not Canadian with such vehemence. that's about as close. You might, if you were in Minnesota and lived on that little tiny bump that sticks up, that might be actually closer Canada, I think, because of that 42nd parallel or 46th parallel or whatever the parallel is, 48th parallel. What is that parallel? So one of the things I did yesterday is try to condense some of the places that I have my personal pens at, because as I'm trying to get things for you people, I sometimes have to go into my personal stock to see if I have a duplicate and to no, there might not be any Danish country left. I may have one. Where were Merlins made? They made in Denmark. I have one Merlin pen in my collection of pens somewhere. No, I have got to be deprived of my private reserve. It's time. You know, I had thought that my pen collection would be sort of my retirement, because I'm relatively poor, though I'm pen rich, junk rich, but dollar poor. And I thought, well, you know, I can start selling some pens when I reach an age. But I've reached that age. I'm 60 fucking 4. And it seems to me it's time. I'm not going to get much older, well, and still be alive. So it's time to start saying goodbye. And, you know, I might do it in big chunks. But the trauma for me is so many of the pens I have really nice nibs in them after years of swapping out a nib and taking out this stiff Schaefer nib and putting in a nice flexible Schaefer nib in a pen that I like. So it's not just selling a pretty pen, it's selling a pretty pen plus a really sexy nib. And I know that I can get a lot of money for that, but it's just hard for me to say goodbye to nibs. Now, do you feel 18 or do you feel 78? Okay, there. Is this better? Why does my lighting now screw up? Oh no. That sucks. course, of course, of course, of course, I would have one. See the spine in the corner there? Of course I have one. Well, lemonade does suck if that's all you get. Oh. Yeah, I mean, it's hard work, those presses. Big. I love the sound they make, though. Well, I mean, the old ones, the inkjet printers that are used today for so much. I don't like those, but the sounds of a Mergenthaler linotype machine and things like that are, oh dear, progressive connective tissue disease. Oh dear, we're all doomed. I shouldn't say that. I'm relatively lucky. I have the heartbreak of psoriasis. That's as far as it goes. I had a letterpress guy in my building, but he decided, what with COVID and everything, that he was just gonna give up the business, and he sold his equipment to another letterpress person, and he went hiking in Vermont. Now, what he's going to do when he comes back, I do not know. Yeah. Today I'm doing a job for a guy who's mounting a show in a museum here in Somerville about postcards, the history of postcards, or the city of Somerville is seen through postcards. And he talks about the printing process of postcards and how the Germans were the only ones that knew how to do the color ones at the beginning, and beautiful, highly, very high quality stuff. Anyway, he wants me to come up with some fake postcards to depict women three women in Somerville who should have had schools named after them not when they were alive, I guess, but shortly after they died. The last thing we need is another John F. Kennedy High School. We've got enough of them. Yeah. So anyway, I'm meeting him today at 2, and he asked me to bring a zip drive, so he can give me what he needs to give me, so I can help him design this show. And it might be fun. Well, those old timers. I don't know. Crazy old timers. Back in my day, I have to remind myself that I'm an old timer now. Not a zip, a little thumb drive. That's what I mean. Still have a friend who is very frugal, doesn't throw anything out, and I was helping him move, and in the attic there was this big box of computer cards, those little, cardstock things with the little holes punched in them. And that was his thesis in grad school, the botany of Mount Desert Island. And he somehow didn't want to throw them out because, he wanted to, look at it again. Like, what are you going to do? Go down to the Smithsonian and see if you can use their antique? See if it can actually work. Yes, the punch cards. He said, don't mix them up. Well, I mixed them up by mistake. I picked out a big pile. I'm like, what do you have these things? And he didn't see me pull them out, and I put them back, not necessarily in the same order. So even if he wanted to, he couldn't get his thing back. But he would save all of his old computers and floppy disks and his zip drive, and then move. He would sort of leapfrog, when something finally didn't work, he would have to get a new computer, but it didn't have a thing for floppy disks anymore. So then that technology was useless to him. So then he tried to, still leapfrog, but get the converters that would take a zip drive and read it. Anyway, we're all doomed. Well, I've got a lot of typewriters too. I have maybe, I don't know, 100 is probably too many. 50 at least. 50, maybe 40. I have one typewriter that you might like. It's a portable. This is what the box looks like. When it's closed, here's the handle. Typewriter is in here. Here's the handle. And it had a little latch here and a little latch there. And then it had a little latch here and a little latch on the side. And this extra seam. Right? So it had an extra seam. Now what do you think that's for? This one opened, I'll give you a hint, this one opened up and the cover came off, and that was the typewriter. Sort of mounted, could be taken out, but it was, had little clamps to mount it to the base. So what is this little thing for? Or a tripod? Almost. You do this with that one. So let's take the cover off. So now we've got the typewriter, the keys, the carriage. And that's on this one. Then you unhook this one and you flip it this way. It's hinged here. and then you extend down these very spindly little legs come down, little tiny itty bitty legs, skinny legs, and it's your desk. You take it out with you on yeah. So you put your inbox here, all of your, I don't know if it wasn't colored olive drab, but it was probably for a traveling press reporter to go to the rocket launch or something, the World's Fair. Yeah, it is pretty cool. I do have also I love Hammonds. I have a Hammond portable, which is very funny because the only thing that sort of the machine is humongatoid, and the only thing that's slightly portable about it is the space bar folds up. So you turn something that's like this big and you remove that much of it. Like, why do you even bother to have this little thing fold up? But it folds up. In fact, it folds up. And a Corona that folds up, that's pretty cool because that sort of becomes half the size. But this one, you slice off not even a tenth of the size by doing that. A little sketch. Well, thank you. So anyway, this Hammond that I have, this is for mathematicians. Now Hammonds they're like a Selectric. They have a little cylindrical mounted thing, typeface thing. It has the type on one side, and then you type, and then you can flip it, pick it up and rotate it 180 degrees, and you have a different typeface on the other side, or a different alphabet. They were called multiplexes. So one of them I have has Czechoslovakian on one side and English on the other. Yes, replaceable. And I've got a bunch of them. I have maybe 6 Hammonds. Anyway, so this whatever it's called, mathematician one, has regular type on this side, and then you flip it around and it has Greek letters, and it has actually each key, it has fewer keys than a regular typewriter because each key did 3 things. It did upper and lowercase plus punctuation and numbers. So there was a key for caps and a key for figures, fig. So when you want a number, you hold that down. Well, this one had 2 extra buttons, and it could make numerators and denominators, little tiny itty bitty tiny teeny tiny numbers, so you could make fractions. My oldest Hammond has wooden keys, and it doesn't have 2 typefaces. This is before they realized that they could put 2 on the thing, I guess. And it's has the carrot looking down from the top. It has the carriage here, and it has the spool there, the thing there, and then it has the case is wood, And the case is shaped like that, and then the keys come out here like this. So it would be perfectly designed if your hands looked like this. If that was what our hands looked like, they would be perfect. And they're shaped like piano keys. There's some black keys above them. You know, they're not all the same size. Some are, it looks like a piano and a typewriter fell in, or piano fell into the typewriter factory by mistake. Yeah, I've got a couple Hermes. They're this mint green color. Should I show you this one? Should I bring this one out and show you? Where is it? Here. Oh, the Hermes Rocket Dark Gray. But the green one sort of makes me smile because it's like mental hospital green. Okay, let's see if I can get up. Oh, they're not. They're all black keys. So this is what their little things look like. And this has italic letters. They're slanted. So this would go on a a Hammond typewriter. Here's the little cheat sheet for the Hammond that goes on a later model. Oh my God. And this is how it works. So you type a thing, and then that pushes this thing around to the right spot, and then that thing hits it. So the hammer, the type doesn't hit the page. This thing hits the page and shoves it in the paper into the print. And so this one, see, it has caps and figures. Evidently these are locks, so you can lock it so they're all figures. Okay, can we get the light on this thing? Is that possible to do that? So caps and figures, so that lifts this up to different heights. lowercase, uppercase, figures. It's opposite of a front strike. The neat thing also about this funny looking pen, these typewriters, is no matter how hard you press the key, the hammer strikes always exactly at the same pressure. So if you have all of the capitals, actually there's not all, there's some, God, this is retarded. So the Z is a percent. So of course it's not QWERTY up. It's Z, Q, J, B, P, F. And the F can also be the pound symbol, the British pound symbol. D is a $sign. P is cents. B is 1/8. Three-eighths is J, just in case you need that 3/8. VF. The W looks like it's, what is the W? Oh, asterisk. Where's the period? The period probably should be somewhere important. E8, A7. Oh, look, all of the vowels. Where's my thing? All of the vowels are right here. A, E, I, O, U. Is that the U? Should be. This one is the three symbols, question mark, exclamation point, and 3/4, 7/8. This also is the number sign. Oh, I see. Someone scratched that in. Oh, maybe they mismarked them. I see an equal sign. Like, yeah, I don't know if you can see, but these evidently had different, they forgot to write what the other elements were on these keys, I guess. I don't know. You can tell that I haven't paid any attention. Okay, let me put this away. Oh, fuck. Move. Here, move. I'll be right back. Well, I do have a song to sing you. It was a song I composed for a talk I gave. I gave a talk about cursing the loss of cursive, and hello, Joshua. Cursing the loss of cursive, and it was about how they're not teaching cursive handwriting in school anymore. And I thought, well, what with kids texting all the time, you don't even have, the alphabet doesn't even work. Kids probably don't even know how the alphabet works because they think it goes QWE, right? Not ABC, QWE. So I got up my ukulele and I rewrote the words to the alphabet song. Is everyone ready for my singing? QWERTYUIOPASTFGHJKLZXCVBNNM. Now I know my QWEs. Next time, won't you text with me? Second verse. And again, it's texting, right? On your phone with your thumbs. Who needs these things? Okay. Next time, won't you text with me? IMHOTMI Now my battery's about to die. TTY. Want that second verse again? IMHO, which of course is, in my humble opinion, too much information. Thank God it's Friday. What the fuck? Yes, I didn't do that one. WTF. FYIDKLMAOOMG. Now my battery's about to die. TTY. So anyway, that was my song I sang. The first ukulele concert I gave. I've only given really 3 in my life, 3 public. Your brother's grandkids. How old are you, Joshua Schroeder? Did I ask that? Are we allowed to ask that of people these days? Yes, kids are doomed. We're all doomed. 46. I guess that's old enough to have a brother that has grandkids. 51. Where did my coffee go? It's right here in front of me. So Mitch, I did find the touchdown. I think I found the touchdown. Again, I got so confused. The touchdown had a triumph nib, right? Mighty Mouse. I'm sorry, Mitch. No, it wasn't Lost Forever. Was it a triumph nib or a standard one? I think it was a triumph nib. Triumph nib. Okay. Oh, that's right. I have it written down in my notes. So I'll just write it down again. It was Mitch Triumph touchdown. That will go in your envelope. Just to make sure I put the right parts together, because I was taking everything apart to make sure the sacks were in it. Of course, I have these. And of course, you know what these are. And these were just happened to be in a drawer that I had to use for something else. So I have to find a spot for these. But I probably have 60 sets of these kicking around. And of course, they're all different. Which is oh, you haven't seen anything yet, but look at these these are rounded in cross section with these really cute, whatever those are called, joints. I really like drop compasses. They're really cool for making little tiny circles. Okay, I can't see where the hole is for this. Why does it do that? It doesn't do that. That's what it does. Okay. What's this one? This has one of these things, and it has a hole in the middle. And this is for when you have one, rather than putting a huge hole because you're making so many circles from one spot, you use this thing, and it has 3 little points that stick it into the paper, and then you put your compass point in the middle there. And here's a ruling pen for train tracks or parallel lines, and you can adjust the thickness of each of these. And it's on a swivelly thing, so you can either tighten this and it'll stay put, or you can loosen this and then you just gently pull the thing around the curve and it'll stay nice. Okay, there's 3. What's this one? Well, this has a Dremel. So this you stick on a yardstick to make really big ones. Here's a proportional divider. This one unzips. This would be good for the striptease show. Would you like to see that? I have gabs of slide rulers. So this one has the zippered thing, and this area here for your plans. I guess I just like this one because of the zipper and these little Bakelite handles, or whatever these handles are made of. What's this one? Another one of these. See, these are very simple looking ones. Again, there's so many different varieties of these things. Oh, another zipper one. I can have dueling drafters doing a striptease. I'm not done yet. I haven't even started. I have not even started. Wooden case. This one's in a metal case. And inside the metal case is your other equipment, plus this, plus whatever's under here, the scales and stuff. Ready? Which one do you want to see first? This one or the other one? A or B? This is a Hayden Calculatrix, I think. Eugene Dietz and Company, Chicago, U.S. Sole Agents. For this little circular slide rule. There you go. And it has this little leather-bound instructions. Calculix. It's a Calculix. It's not a Calculatrix. Revised rules, tables, and formulae. So this is how it works. You can see these on eBay once in a while for eventually lots of money. Calculix. Yes, it's for figuring out how much she wants you. Yeah, you tell me how much you want me. Yeah, you tell me that. What's this doing up there? Oh, this is a photo album. That was another drafting set. Okay, ready for this one? This is the coolest slide rule I own. I mean, the circular slide rule is pretty freaking sweet. But this one is pretty damn sweet because not only does it have one side here that slides. There's my slidey bit. It has one side there that slides, which of course is standard. Your slide rules are almost always reversible. But this has two sliders. And each slider has two sides. And it has frickin' things on the side. Scales on the side. Can we get in focus, do you think? And I like that this thing, the slidey window thing, has 22 screws holding it together. It's so 4, that's 8, 16, 17, 18, 20, 22. See, I remembered correctly. I'd love to get one of those cylindrical ones that are about this big, except they've got a lot more going on than just this. Okay, where are these going to go? Am I going to put these back or am I going to keep them out? Where's my copy? I do have a lot of junk, I tell you. I don't know what that is. So I don't think I do. There's one pocket adding machine that I wish I had bought at a flea market. That was a lot of money, $100 and something, but it was so beautifully made. I could not believe it. Just was amazing. Oh, yes, I have seen them. They look like a salt shaker, a pepper grinder. I have collections of binoculars. I have collections of hats, fezzes, fingernail scissors. It's not really a collection, it's just a gob. Oh, I'm sure someone does. Micro cassette tape recorders, like the kind that they used in the old Mission Impossible shows. Micronta. I have a question that you might know, maybe not. I don't know. Would you know this? Would you know this? I bought stupidly on eBay an iPad mini, and it's locked from the original owner, the iCloud owner, and I was able to get into it further than I am now. And now it wants to go into the iTunes, so it's demanding to know the password and the thing. Before I was able to get further than this, and then it wanted it because it wouldn't work. But I was able to see the welcome screen and see the apps and stuff on it. And when it said plug into iTunes, I thought I could override it by plugging it into mine, but it doesn't work. So do you know how to fix this? I watched one on how to do it, and there seemed to be a way to do it, but you have to get beyond this. And it seemed like you were doing so many things. You had to sign into, Cupertino's, wherever Apple is. You had to sign in. You had to go online. You had to get a code to sign into their Wi-Fi network or something, and type the same thing in 3 times, and then it finally, after doing these 20 different steps and starting over and turning it off and turning it on and go one step further, there was a way to finally break all the way through. Yeah. Well, it makes sense that they can't. I mean, but this guy that was doing it seemed to figure out that there was one very long thing which had all sorts of different key strikes and keystrokes and stuff where you somehow got the device to forget everything it knew. No, I'm not going to buy anything for it. The reason I bought those things. I don't have more iPads than I have fountain pens, but I have a hell of a lot of iPads, and I use many of them just as a slideshow, essentially, of artwork I've done. And what I do is I create. In fact, I can show you what I'm doing. Because you might like it. This, I'll try to hold it up so you can sort of see it by itself. This is an assortment of drawings I did on my iPad and on paper of a building at MIT designed by Frank Gehry. And it hangs on the wall like this, and it looks like my studio, just things strewn about. And in the center, where this thing is, where the middle color picture is, I actually put, in the back there, the back of this thing. Actually, I didn't do it with this one, but I could. I would put a screen, an iPad screen, and hang it on the wall, and the iPad screen would show the drawing that I did. So, for example, don't go away. I made a, here's a video of me drawing using this app I love, the inside workings of various pocket watches. So this video I put on a loop, and it will play on this within this collage on the wall of the gallery. So I have to charge these things up every night, but then I bring them down when the gallery opens, plug them in, and you can see how I draw the drawings. So I have a bunch of iPads that are even the first year ones that are useless for really anything today other than this. Yeah, pocket watches are pretty cool. So here's a drawing I did of a figure. So anyway, they're fun little movies I make of the process of drawing. And so to have an iPad that can show these things is kind of fun. So in my building, I've had many people say, we have a Facebook page where people get rid of things they don't want, or if they need a ride to the airport, they type that in. And anyway, someone said they had an iPad they didn't want. So I've gotten 2 iPads from my neighbors for free. So anyway, I probably have, well, if you don't want your old one, you know who might want it. My friend who has the punch card dilemma, he doesn't throw anything away on his iPads either. And when they get too full, where they can't even throw things out, he gives them to me. And I say, well, thank you, but you can just do this, reset, and it'll all go away. I mean, these aren't locked with iCloud, they're just full. But they're also old. The iPads I have, the earliest ones I have, don't even run. They don't run the software I use anymore. Even the old versions don't work on it. But they do play a movie, or they can hold pictures. So I do use them as a mountable portfolio on the wall. Hey, Russell Facemeyer. And I also I do sometimes give iPads to dear friends of mine, like Russell Facemeyer. Russell is an extremely talented artist, and I gave him one that I bought on eBay. It's a little funky. The screen, when it's just opens, the screen is very weird, and I don't know why it's as weird as it is, but here's the screen, and if you turn it on, the actual screen is up here in this corner. This is all blank, but when you find the app you want, it turns big again. It's just when you turn it on, it's weird. Well, yeah, photo frames are fine. I don't know, and they probably do almost everything, but I'm so used to iPads, and I've designed these frames to actually hold iPad iPads in them. And the iPads still, almost all of them still have some apparatus that is functional. And I do, some people really like the drawings I do on my iPad and are using this app that I love. And I've brought, 3 or 4 iPads to a drawing group, and I say, borrow these, and here's the app. Use your finger. So, Russell, you'll really like what I did. Well, maybe you won't. All I have to do is learn how to be ambidextrous, and I'll be fine. But what I did was I have my little perch here. And so looking down at me, I have my computer here, my computer and Wacom here. And over here, I have this slanted desk. So they're a hand span apart in the narrow end. So if I move my chair too close, I'll be wedged in. But it does allow me to have 2 projects going at the same time. So Russell, I made an appointment today to meet a client, and I don't think I'm going to be back by 4 for the Sally and Russell Peer Show, but you 2 people can get together. Well, kind of. I guess it's rotating. It's only my butt that rotates. I might be back. I don't know. But because I'll probably ride my bike there, so it's only a 15-minute bike ride. But I think I let you both know via the Instagram. Anyway, I loaned Russell an iPad because I thought he would enjoy it, but he hasn't yet done anything with it. But I think he'd like it. But now, as it's getting older and older and older, it will become less and less functional for any updates and stuff like that with software. But Russell and I are old school. Pencils and pens are fine for much of what we do. Yeah, that would be fine. Is it a Zoom meeting or the other one? The Yardscape. Junkyard Dog, what's it called? Yard Stream. StreamYard. StreamYard. Anyway, Russell and Sally, this woman we met on Instagram, and I all share sort of the same sensibilities. There's a lot of overlapping in what we draw and maybe how we draw. And though Russell and Sally, I think, there's more of an overlap there. And I sort of overlap pretty much with Russell and a little bit with Sally. These two people are talented and bright, really, really smart. And I can sometimes draw. No, we and Russell and I, a lot of what Russell and I do is in the gutter, not actually in the gutter, but our dialogue can go into the gutter. And I think our gutter talk and our little innuendo were scaring poor Sally a little bit. She was giggling, but sort of in an uncomfortable way. Well, I mean, we're not gross particularly. Our jokes are funny. I was on a Facebook pen collector page, and someone posted a picture of Biden signing the first presidential things, and people were wondering what pen he was using, and people were thinking, well, what pen should he use? And there are nasty pro-Trumpers in this Facebook group, and one of them said he should stick his finger in pet feces and sign with that. Now, there's nothing particularly clever about that as a bad joke. It was stupid. And it was just really dumb. And okay. And then someone else was saying that, Biden's a socialist. And someone else commented, he's as socialist as Rockefeller, which is funny and true. No, it's not funny. The cat feces thing was not funny. I wanted to say, or why don't we stick it in the blood of the children that we sacrifice and cannibalize? We Democrats do. These QAnon people should just be put away. And they're all around us. Yes. There was a woman in the post office down the street from me that Matt talks to, and she's the sister of one of our neighbors in the building, but she doesn't have the craziness of the neighbor until today, or until yesterday when he went to the post office and they were chatting and he was leaving, and she said, "Did you get your shot yet?" Meaning the vaccine. And Matt said, "No, I don't qualify for it because he's not old enough yet," or whatever. He's not a health worker. And this woman that works in the post office, delivers our mail, said, "It's filled with AIDS. The vaccine is filled with AIDS. It's giving us AIDS. AIDS from China." So that's her belief. My son read it. He reads lots of stuff. So when you get people like her believing her son, who reads lots of stuff, and if they don't actually use their own brain to figure out what is true and what isn't, It just drives you crazy. Use your brain, people. I tried to show in a YouTube video the silliness of the fact that people think that Trump won by a landslide, and I used lots of pennies to describe the people that voted in 2016. These people vote for Hillary, and these people voted for Trump, Clinton and Trump. And I said, in 4 years, essentially, how many of these people that voted for Trump changed their mind and voted for Biden this time? And I came up with I came up with dozens of reasons why people would have changed. They weren't entirely intellectual ones. They were really more gut reaction. When he was picking on that poor girl from Greta from Norway or wherever the hell she's from. I imagine there's many parents that were Republican that have children named Greta who are picked on by people. They might have said, okay, that takes the cake. I'm not voting for Trump this time. And there might be maybe one Clinton voter that voted for Clinton who decided that she liked her pussy being grabbed in 4 years. And maybe, but is that possible? Is that really possible? I wouldn't know a great northern bean if it hit you over the head, but yes, you should make them. But this is the brain. How difficult is it to use it? Just use it, people. They're the white kind. Yes, make some white beans. It's almost 7 o'clock, and I've been talking for 1 hour and 30 minutes, which is 1 hour and 30 minutes more than I probably should have been talking. Rasmus the cat sent me a picture. You're following me on Instagram, are you? Per Gustafson. One request. Mighty Mouse, there you are. Accept. Well, there's a cat on the top of the thing with his ass in the air. Is that Rasmus? I found it. View profile and follow back. You'll have 2 pictures. I'm going to send you. What is Majtim? I'm going to send you. What am I doing? I'm going to go to Russell Facemeyer's page and send you something that he did. I sent you. Here's a cat that Russell drew. A couple of cats. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So there are 3 cats that Russell drew, and Russell here's a painting that Russell did of me. And I had a cat in my arms, but he made the cat a little bunny for some reason. Yeah, we're all screwed. Joshua, Mighty Mouse, Russell, I gotta go. So I'm gonna turn this off, and I have to clean the studio, and I have to go to the post office, and I have to do a few things. So bye everyone. Russell, we'll talk.